I thought I had the tutorial for this type of temari, not tutorial, but the video how I make this. But in fact, I made that just, sorry, this post-COVID brain fog is killing. But anyway, so today I'm not gonna show it officially, but I'm just stitching it online until I fall asleep while streaming. I hope well, I just hope I don't, but still the brain fog is really something annoying. So I decided to make very short obi for this one, and I don't make the equator line. So instead of equator line, I have these little stitches. I don't know if you can see them. Where the equator meets the meridian, there's a little stitch. And from that stitch, I measure 1.5 centimeters. So in my tape, it's 3 markups, 3 squares. And as I explained in other videos and streams, I usually don't follow the color coding. I think color coding is good when you're doing the first 10 temari, and once you are familiar where your stitches are going with the Uvagaki Kagari, which is Kiko, and the different variations of Kiko. And once you learn that, you don't really have to follow the color code. And in my case, I don't even do the markup on the top, because it just goes like very native, very intuitive. Especially like if you do like 100 maris only with the Kiko year, it's quite annoying to have all this stuff on the ball. So anyway, let's start. For the first 2 rows, there's nothing special. I'll probably do a couple of streams before I get back to normal videos, because obviously talking nonsense and with this brain fog, it's very easy, and you can forget something that you want to say and make mistakes. So I just wait till I get back to normal, and after that, so I do the stitch as close, let me get it straight up. So I get the stitch as close to the pole. I can remove it now because I don't need it anymore. Of course, if I have to place the stitches somewhere too far away from the pole, I will use the markup, but in this case, a couple of millimeters from the center, it's very easy to determine, and you don't need to place the markup pin on that place. And kind of bugs flying around from my epiastrums. And you can also join in chat. You can ask questions, and I'll answer them, just like the usual way when I was doing the carpet streaming. Unfortunately, I don't have the space to place the normal weaving loom, carpet loom in the house, because the greenhouse was occupied by flowers completely. There's not even space to walk in and water flowers at the moment, because it's winter and obviously all the plants are in the greenhouse. But I'm doing my best, and hopefully next year I'll have something, I'll figure out something for that. There will be space for the loom. And my rigid head loom is used by the stole weaving, just a plain weave, but lots of wraps and stoles and everything, because just for the same reason, to get myself a workshop. And obviously Rudy was sleeping and he missed the moment when I started streaming. Usually he comes in and sniffs everything when I stream on other channels, on the Russian channel and the flower channel. His nose always there. So I've done the Russian stream already, and the English stream is right now. So it's either he's thinking that it's still the same, he doesn't need it. So he went to the bedroom to sleep. And when I start, this combination looks really ugly, dark and depressive. But as each layer of the new color adds on, it changes dramatically into this kind of bright French marigold. I don't know who would think about any other flower. This looks like French marigold to me. And I'm really surprised, because I remember I was doing the movie for this type of stitching, but I can't find it on my computer, so I didn't, obviously the false memory. Or maybe I did it for Russian channel and forgot to do it for the English. Yeah, so hopefully next year will be something arranged and set up for the looms, and I'll be back to weaving. But right now we have the Novruz celebration in a month's time, which is the spring equinox. It's a big holiday for the countries that were the fire worshippers, and it's called Novruz. So we just the same traditions, like we use the dyed eggs, like for Easter, and we use lots of cookies and all the nice stuff arranged on a dish with dried fruits, nuts, and specially made cooking that's shaped like sun, moon, and stars, obviously, because everything is getting new in Novruz. So this I was telling that about that in the daffodil tutorial. This is it. There's the last in the batch for now, until I get back into city. And I'll try to find the thread for the base, because that's the only thing I have left. So I'm finished with daffodils, and I'm back to Kiku, back to these flowers. Still have lots of them to do. My plan is to make the 300 Temari this year, as I skipped skip the 2000 and 2001 year. Obviously, for the COVID reasons, everything was closed, and I couldn't sell them, so I saw no reason to make it. And obviously, if you're depressed, if you're locked inside the house, and the last thing you want to do is to think about what's going to happen in the next couple of months, not planning the further than that. So for 2 years I skipped that, so I have to cover the I was only doing a couple of temaris for the just for the channel and as a present to my family, but not for the gift shop that I'm working with. But this year everything starts to open up. Tourists are coming and I have lots of work to do. So I got 300 temari to make. So far I've done, that would be 25, this is 26, and this should be done by Wednesday. It's like two temari a day, because the shop obviously needs as much as possible. So it's kind of working both ways. So I'm saving for the workshop. Just a reminder that this is a direct, this is streaming, this is air, this is live, and you can ask me questions in the chat window and I will reply you. So welcome everyone who joined me tonight on this stream. Anyway, it's falling asleep. This is not the usual me. Usually it's 10-11 p.m. That's my jive time, but not now. I'm so lucky I got the very mild version. So I had a couple of days of tremor like a Parkinson. Really heavy tremor. I was like shaking like this. I couldn't do anything. But the rest, the brain fog was there, the extreme tiredness was there, and the headache. I thought my head would burst. But luckily it went very mild. So, but still I still don't want to face it again. So I'll stick to my bunker, to my basement. Well, it's not obviously not a basement because we have a house in the countryside. So for 2 years I'm the village person. Got my 64 way too early. So doing the garden, digging the weeds, and see where I can arrange the weeding room. But once I get that done, they'll be back to carpet weeding. I really miss that part of my life. And hopefully I'll get I got 2 wooden looms in the garage, but I don't like the way they're made. They were custom made, and I say that I want something that I can sit on a normal chair, not the floor bench, because for the normal carpet you have to have like the bench should be like 25-30 centimeters tall, so you can sit next to the loom. So the carpenter made it so huge that the bottom beam is, if you're sitting in a normal chair, the bottom beam ends up somewhere at your chest side, at your chest, which is absolutely uncomfortable, because obviously if the beam is on your chest level, you have to work with your hands very up, and it's not really good for your back. So I'm thinking about using that wood to make the floor loom. I want to order the heddles, and I want to order the beam, and maybe just a cranker. But generally, yes, it would be easy to convert. My husband last year, he spent a fortune on making his own carpentry workshop. So I have a homegrown carpenter, so you can use that old loom, the uncomfortable one, to make myself a normal, perfect weaving loom. I'm not really sure if I can do, if I can make the counterbalanced, but probably I will do just like you have with the handles on top. That I would do something like that, but that would be the floral loom, because it's easier to make, and I've got all the templates and pattern for to make the loom. With levers, not the foot pedal, and with that it's less expensive, it's just less work to be done, and it's more flexible. So I think I've done with an orange one. As you can see, it's already brightening up, not this dark red on dark blue, dark green. It's already a bit of orange. And yes, I want to buy the normal metal frame loom for the carpets, just because I'm used to it with a handle. So I don't like the one that uses the sliding shed. I prefer the shed changing with the handle that I worked. I always worked with the handle that actually turns the handles. Even thought that the traditional tapestry using the sliding type, there was a video on that too. I think I've uploaded that. If not, I will check, and I think I did upload that. Anyway, I will review, and if not, it will be uploaded as soon as possible. But yes, my dream is to have the metal frame loom. So I've got another 10 minutes to make before my camera turns off, overheating. I don't know what to do with the Samsung, but it just overheats after 30 minutes of streaming. Actually, it's okay, because in spring last year, it was before all those updates that they've done, it was like 15 minutes, and the Swan's phone was switching off, cutting off the stream and not saving it and everything. So last year I was limited to 15 minutes, and they rechecked the software and changed it. Now it's about 30 minutes. And here we go. My Haiti inspector just arrived, but he's not interested. He just had his dinner. So he's just laying on sofa. Yeah, that's my work setup now. So as soon as I get better, I still have lots of weaving hints and tips to film. As you notice, there is a loom next to me waiting for its turn, and it will be sorry. Okay. Like this, hopefully. Today's stream is quite boring, as usually people are asking questions and I'm answering. Am I on the right channel? Because this activity looks like I'm on the Russian channel, like streaming into nothing, streaming to the void. So once I finish this flower, I will add the Uvagaki, probably make the, haven't figured out, probably use the couple of rows with gold, then the slide green and gold again, and the crisscross again, as usual, just like I do here. Because the dark green is too dark for here. Oh, I will see that in the morning. I'll think about that tomorrow. Now I can remove all those pins. I thought that something is annoying me here, and these are pins that are getting in my way. So I'll think about it tomorrow. Yeah, so what are your plans for the weekend? Nobody wants to talk about Temari. Why don't we talk about the plans for the weekend? I've showed mine, the field of work for the next couple of days. And I'll be doing lots of stitching. Because I do have a dream, and the dream is about 300 meters away from me, and I have only 5% to obtain it, so I have to do lots of work. Lots of stitching, lots of weaving, lots of streaming, lots of digging in the dirt and repotting flowers, and Since we have the student in the house, you can imagine the amount of money that we invest into the future. So I have to work myself to reach the dream. And almost there. Yep. I just love this moment when you have just enough yarn to finish the row and fix the thread. I would love this moment. So I don't have to start the new thread just 2 stitches away from finishing work. So I've done the light. Now I'm back to gold. Sorry, I didn't show the threads that I was using here. So this is the gradient: red, dark orange, light orange, gold. To get this Temari done. And now I'm back to the gold part. Что такое? Rudy obviously isn't happy because usually in the evening it's the cuddle time and I'm not paying any attention to this poor pup. So he's left alone on the sofa and nobody's petting him. This part will be hidden under Temari. That's why I always start the thread at the obi area, so it will be covered. So if something like tails got sticking out, it will be covered by marking or any other type of embroidery. So as you can see, with the usual Kiko, you pick up all the threads and you shape the kind of tongue here, the diamond shaped thread crossing, and with this type you can create a kind of braid pattern. And I love it. Obviously, the more meridians you use in your division, the more solid the flower would look like. If you can see, spot the difference. This one is 16, this one is 8, as you can see, and actually, well, just a little bit higher, but still you can see the difference, how this interwoven thing is placed close and tight and neat. I like it better than this. Even thought that this still looks okay and solid. This looks more like the dried leaf structure. It's One of my favorites, and I wish I had more colors with this kind of gradient. But with this yarn that I have locally in the market, it's hard to find. I got all the shades and colors, and it's only red to gold, has the 4 shades. The rest is just 1 or 2, maximum 3 if you include the white. So my colors are generally, yes, this red and gold. Red, gold, orange, that's the most highly used threads on my Mari. And here we go. Almost done. I don't mind that my gold thread finishes too early, because I'll still be using it for the Mari. I'm not sure if for the obi. I'm not sure if I'll use it in the obi itself, but definitely will be stitching on top with this thread, so I don't mind. So it's 32 minutes. The camera is about still okay. Still, it will start heating up in a couple of minutes. So what I'll do now, I will finish this part. I've done this, and that's 1, 2. So this is it. This is where I ended. And that's it. We'll start the maki from here. So that's it. Thank you for staying with me online. Have fun. Have a good evening for everyone, and good night. Bye.